Happy research paper season. So, we are going to begin researching from Gale today. And before we begin, you need to know where you need to save all of your stuff. So, we're going to start by going to our Google Drive. And from there, we're going to create a folder. So, all you'll do is come over to the left hand side where it says New, and you click on New, and we're going to do Folder. And when it loads, we are going to title that folder English 3 Research Paper. All right, and then we'll create. So this folder is where you will save everything for your research paper. It'll be there as soon as you open your drive. It'll be where all your folders are. So mine is right there. So that's where you're going to save everything. Now, for the research portion of the research paper, you are going to find two sources from Gale, which is the database we use here to find academic sources. To do this, you want to start by going to the Bossier School's homepage, and actually the Airline High School homepage, I'm sorry. So we're going to go to the Airline High School homepage. We'll just Google Airline High School. All right, so when you get to the Airline High School homepage, you're going to scroll down, and over here on the right-hand side, you will see where it says Library, and you're going to go to the library. That's going to bring up the library homepage, and then we are going to go right up here where it says Online Databases and just click on Gale Databases. All right, and then we are going to click right here to link to Gale. Maybe not. There we go. We're going to click on Gale. Now, if it asks for the password to Gale is Bossier, all lowercase. It didn't ask me because I've already been logged in. Now, when we get to Gale, you should see a page kind of like this. We're going to go to Academic One file. And another option is also biography. There it goes. So it's asking me for a password, and it's Bossier. All right, a couple things we want to make sure are selected before we begin searching. We want to make sure full text documents, you don't want something and you only get half of it. And then also peer-reviewed journals are selected. And then we can search for a subject. So let's just pretend we are doing F. Scott Fitzgerald since we just read The Great Gatsby. So you would just type in the name and see it pops up right there. And then we'll search. Let's see. F. Scott Key Fitzgerald. All right, so there's 85 results for F. Scott Fitzgerald. So let's just click on them and see what it brings up. All right, so then you would go through and try to figure out which one you want. Now, you may try searching just the title of your book, and that may give you better results. So we might type The Great Gatsby. And see what articles we can get from The Great Gatsby. Now, you'll notice there are 1,100 things that came up. So we want to make sure we're full text and peer reviewed. And you can also come over here to where it says subjects and kind of pick through. So maybe, let's see. If we're focusing on theme, because that is what our research paper is about, we may want to come over here and try to find something related to our theme. We may, let's see, there's female-male relations, American culture. So we may use this to kind of sort out and bring the number of things we're seeing down. And then let's say we just chose one. So let's say we picked this essay. Now, and let's say we kind of skimmed it and we like it. We think we would be able to use that. You are going to click on Send to Google Drive, and we're going to save it in that folder that we created. So you'll go through all the prompts that it gives you. It's going to ask you if you'll allow Gale to access your drive. Say yes. Okay, and then when it loads, finally, it says documents will go to your drive and appear shortly. Now, here's one flaw with Gale. It's going to actually create a whole separate folder for Gale. So let's see if I can find it. It's going to create a whole folder, and I think it might actually be this one. No, there it is. It just popped up. So it's going to create a whole Gale folder, and it's going to make it orange. So it says Gale Academic 1 file. What I would suggest is you go ahead and take that folder and put it in your English 3 research paper folder. And you can do that just by dragging it. Now, there's a lot of different things that you can play with here. You may also want to go to Literature Resource Center or biographies. So let me show you what that looks like as well. So when we go right here, we did Academic 1 file. Biography is also a good way to start because part of your essay is the author's background. And I find that this one gives you really good short and concise articles about the author's background. There's also a literature resource center in here that can be very helpful. Maybe it's not there anymore. It used to be there. But I would just stick to Academic 1 file and the biography one and literature resource. There it is. And then there's literature resource center. And you just kind of have to play around with the way you put things in. If you're doing the Great Gatsby, you might do the Great Gatsby, or you might do the Great Gatsby American Dream. So let's see what happens if we just go to literature resource center and we type in the Great Gatsby, and I'll show you the difference in what that looks like. So let's do the Great Gatsby. All right, so it's given us more literary criticisms. You can also search by subjects as well. So American literature, you can do modern American literature. So you just kind of have to play with it to make it give you what you want. You are searching. So you want an article that is giving you information about the theme of the Great Gatsby. Even something like this, an overview of the Great Gatsby, can be very helpful. I would not suggest full on reading all of these before you pick them. Just kind of go through and skim, or why Gatsby matters. That could also be helpful. So you just need to go through and find the ones that are helpful to you. I would also suggest biography. That's going to help you with your first source. So if we do, I'll show you what that looks like too. Gale in Context biography, I can literally type in F. Scott Fitzgerald, and we'll search for him, and it literally brings up a full biography of him, and that's the only thing it brings up, so you don't have to go searching super hard, and you can save that to your drive as well. What's going to happen, you're going to send, if you don't have access to a printer, you have to have these printed in class no later than Thursday. I'm going to talk about how to annotate them Wednesday. If you don't have access to a printer, if you let me know before class Thursday at the latest, I will get it printed for you. and you just send it to me, or you're going to upload it on Google Classroom, which we'll talk about in class. But other than that, that is research. Now, again, you're not going to find what you want as soon as you type in the first thing. This is research. That means you have to search over and over and over again to get the information that you're looking for. So that's it. Please let me know if you have any Gale